What's up, guys? I am outside Universal Studios Florida today, and we are going to check on everything Halloween Horror Nights related that is currently in the park. And I know there are a few scare zones that are already starting to take shape, so that's probably what we're going to mainly focus on. And then I did see some new pieces that appeared here yesterday morning that I want to check on as well. And there seems to be a storm rolling, and this kind of popped out of nowhere. It was insanely hot today. So here we are outside of the Universal Studios store, and we have this stone-looking structure. Definitely looks like some kind of platform that we'll be seeing scare actors on top of. So, and apparently there are some more down here in front of Minion Blast. You can see some people are actually setting their stuff on it. We'll go try to check that out if we can. There were some people sitting on the second one that I passed. There's literally a sign that says "Do not climb." Like, people, come on. Okay, and then here in front of Bake My Day, we do have another stone-looking structure with what seems to be some kind of small altar. This is very unique. You have some iron gates and spikes on the other side. Yeah, and this comes way down to the end of VillainCon, so if they're gonna be using this whole space as a scare zone, that's pretty exciting. And then I do not see any other structures down this way. As of filming, it is July 29th, and Universal has officially announced all 10 houses. And then they did announce that 4 rides will be operating during HHN hours. Revenge of the Mummy, Escape from Green Gods, Men in Black, and Transformers will all be open for guests to ride during HHN hours. The construction walls that were surrounding this park for the past, I don't know, week and a half or so are finally down, so that's pretty exciting. I think I just seen some lightning. We gotta hurry. Next, let's check on the Palace Arcade. Looks like the doors are still covered up and closed, so you cannot see on the inside. But this is well rumored to be something to do with Halloween Horror Nights, specifically Five Nights at Freddy's, so we shall see. Okay, here we are outside the exit of Fast and Furious. They do have a big lighting rig set up. There's also a stage over here, so I'm assuming this is going to be something with the live entertainment DJs that they'll be having this year. And here's a really good look at it. There's lights all around it, the stage there. I think this makes perfect sense for a DJ. It's still currently themed to the Jaws 50th anniversary, but very soon we'll be seeing this starting to transition over to Halloween Horror Nights. Here in Diagon Alley, we do have some pieces for the Death Eaters that will be returning this year for Halloween Horror Nights. This is very exciting. The Death Eaters are a big hit. Okay, and the bathrooms here outside of London in the Fear Factor Stadium have been under refurbishment since I moved back, so about 3 weeks now. I can tell they're making progress though, because on the other side they started to replace the siding, so I can tell this is coming along. We can see a bunch of stuff going on in the Fear Factor Stadium. They just announced the show a couple days ago, and the Fuel Girls are back in Orlando. They posted on Instagram recently, so they've started rehearsals for this, and they added these barricades up towards kind of the front of the walkway just so people aren't walking up to the stage trying to get a sneak peek. So here we are outside of SpongeBob and the Animal Actors, and this stage appeared here probably about 2 weeks ago now, so this is very interesting. We've never really seen a scare zone up this far. And then we also had these wooden structures up here. These are going to be a part of the Cat Lady Scare Zone. These are also right outside the SpongeBob store, just to give you a little idea of where they are located. And if you look at the stained glass here, you can actually see an outline of a cat in the ironwork, so that's pretty cool. And then on top they have these half circle shapes, seem to be broken. Not entirely sure what these are. And then here's a look at the back side. There are 6 of them. They are connected, so this is very interesting. And I haven't been here in a couple of days, so I haven't seen this scare zone with all the additional stuff added. When I first checked this out a couple of days ago, they just had these concrete platforms. Here's a really good look at it. Look at all the decorations and stuff. They have a little cat here on the fence. That's sweet. And then here's a look at the other side. Love the decorations. It's really coming along nicely. And then we got to look up in the trees because they are starting to hang pumpkins. there. This is sweet. This really gets me in the mood for HHN. Here's a really good look at one of the props they have. This is cool. And they do have these driveway pillars. We're kind of in the front of the scare zone now as we came in through the back way. And here is the other one with the 9 crooked lane sign. This is so cool. Okay, these next couple scenes, I didn't hit record on the set pieces. I hit record in between me walking to the next one. So here's a glimpse of my legs and me walking. I guess next time I need to not be a dumbass and make sure that I'm actually recording. There's a little bit of the set piece, but here it picks back up. So sorry you missed half the scare zone. Here is platform number 3. This one has a giant cat. These are really cool. I mean, these stained glass art pieces are sweet. And of course they have do not climb signs. People don't necessarily listen, but that's all right. And then here is set piece number 4. This one has a giant like crow on the stained glass. This is so cool. Another good look. We can do a 360 panorama. There's a really good look at the back. This is so cool. And then here at the front of the scare zone, there are 2 more like iron gate entry pieces to signify the start of the scare zone. And these things are tall, probably close to like 15, 20 feet. And I'm getting out of here right as the storm is rolling in. Oh boy, I don't know if you saw that lightning or not, but there is something fierce coming this way. So dark. And thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. We are Disney in the streets and Universal in the streets, and we'll see you next time.